Fishing.
Yes. Release date 8/29. This is happening.
It's downloading.
Check out their website to see what the deal is.
I swear, if this has a thing where you can make a fishing tournament of like X number of people, we're gonna have the HC podcast fishing invitational, and I'm gonna put it out there. I'm winning. That's what it is.
You think you can? You know,
Steam user reviews are mostly positive.
Surprisingly,
and there's bundles for items and stuff. Like there is DLC, like Top Water Midnight Pack, Lucky Star Pack, Catfish Combat Pack. Oh shit! This stuff gets expensive fast.
Get out of here!
A Salmon Star Pack that's like $75.
Oh my god!
Salmon Star Pack
for Bass Boss Pack for $65. Triumphs $55.
Well, you know what? Somewhere like Skrillex is just bought that and he's upset because he thought it was base.
Welcome to episode 7 of Hardcore Casuals.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah!
Everybody's excited. Obviously, everybody is excited.
Oh, God.
Excitement all around.
Was that you, Dan?
No, it wasn't. Surprisingly.
Oh, that was impressive. Normally you're the best one at doing that.
No. I do not. You know I don't approve of this. Okay, people.
Come on, Jen. You know you want to try it.
No, I don't. Especially not right now.
We're trying to give ourselves an aneurysm.
God. She's going to give herself a wacky inflatable.
Oh my god. Anyway. Holy crap. I am Jen, who very possibly doesn't have an aneurysm. And obviously I have with me a bunch of wonderful people.
All of us having aneurysms.
Now, anyway, after all that, whatever, what do you even call that?
Catfish Combat.
After all that Catfish Combat.
I don't know. That's your. Speak for yourself, Josh. Mine's called Salmon Star. All right.
Sounds like a weird growth on your skin that you get from being out in the sun too long.
So that's Ben and Josh, and I have Dan.
Hey guys.
Yeah, I'm over here.
Yeah, Dan, who is the moderately sane person in the group right now.
Moderately sane.
I did forced wheezing.
Dan's our rock. He keeps us grounded.
Oh, geez. So we're going to begin, as we always do, with what we're playing currently, and I'm going to say Dan is going first this time.
Oh, I'm going first. Okay. It's been
Hashtag raid leader.
It's been a relatively slow week for me, but Jen got me to discover the East series, East being the YS games that I didn't know how to pronounce originally either. So they're pretty fun, kind of hard to describe, honestly, but like a kind of a mashup of Zelda and I don't know what else. Help me out, Jen. You played more than I have.
I mean, they are kind of Zelda-esque.
Zelda-esque.
But with really more talking to people.
Yes. And it's kind of fun to play because for the most part you can kind of just play with one hand. Like it's just with
party foul.
How is that a party foul? I think it's totally awesome.
You can check shit on your phone with the other hand while you're just grinding endless monsters.
Yeah.
To your left.
So that's
why I totally walked into this one.
Oh my! So
that was an excellent setup, by the way.
For the awareness of the people in the world who have not played Ys, or at least haven't played the first installment of Ys, it is you run into enemies to attack them.
Yep.
All
Is
right.
it geese? Are you saying geese? What are you saying?
Big
no,
geese,
no one has ever said geese willingly on this show, other than Josh.
That was me. Geese. Hug.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
So I have to tell you guys, it was hilarious. We tried to get a raid set up the other night, and one of the guys in the group was like, "Jen, what's this Yes game I see you playing?"
I'm like, East.
Oh,
yes, or Y's, or East.
So Dan, Jen, these East games, are they like recent games, older games?
They've been going around for like 30 years, like any long time early console game.
Oh wow, okay, so it's like a whole big series, kind of like Final Fantasy.
Yeah, long running one that's kind of been redone in many different ways. Gameplay's changed a lot since the first one. But.
Yes, very much so. And there's a new one coming out, actually, or may have just come out. I'm not sure.
Lacrimosa?
Oh my gosh, Lacrimosa of Dana or something like that. Mm-hmm. Goofy ass name, the game.
There is no Dana, only Zool.
But they have a demo on the PSN for that, and I want it really badly. But it is a $60 game right now, and I love Ys, but I just can't. I'm not there in my mind yet.
Yeah, blame it on Destiny too.
Now, let me ask you real quick.
I love geese too.
I love geese too, yeah. Especially with a side of hash browns. But anyway, did any of you guys way back in the day in the old, 8-bit Nintendo side of the world ever play Hylide?
What is it?
Hylide, Hylide.
Huh.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
It was a top over kind of platformy game, but it was one of those where you didn't have an attack button. You just walked into things to attack them. So whenever you said you just basically had to run into stuff to attack it, I was like, sounds rather similar.
I mean, it is kind of laid out-ish like that. Sort of.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'll see if I can find any screenshots or any video of the old school horribleness that was Hylide that my friend had and let me borrow, and I somehow got all the way through.
It looks very green.
Basic?
Yeah, it looks very green and very basic. I see trees. Lots of trees.
I see trees of green.
Well, for the East series, is it one of those kind of like Final Fantasy also where every game is its own independent story?
No, it actually, all of them are tied together by the main character whose name is Adel Christen. And,
oh, wow.
And this dude is like disaster waiting to happen, basically. Like, don't ever put him on a boat. And if he's on that boat, don't ride that boat with him.
Uh-oh.
He also likes to get amnesia.
He's on a boat?
Yeah, I was going to say, careful, Lonely Island.
It's very standard JRPG things that happens all the time to this one guy.
Yes. Yeah.
When did the first one come out? Was it probably like way back, right?
Yeah, I want to say it was TurboGrafx.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
so if someone's looking into getting into the series, what would you suggest they jump in with, the first one? Or what's Dan, this is your first one, right? What are you starting on?
Yeah, well, I started with the first one because there's the pack sale going on the PlayStation Store. So I picked up all the ones I could find for like $5 or so, just so I'll have them all. And if I like them, then great. If I don't, well, I only spent $5 or so on them. So
Gotcha.
So I started with the first one. I played through it. It's not a long game, so that's maybe a good thing to get you interested in it. Like weekend and you're done.
Yeah.
And I'm starting this. I haven't cracked the second one open yet, but Jen recommended I play them through in sequence. So I'm going to start the second one hopefully before Destiny 2 drops and get a taste of that one too.
Yeah, at least book 1 and 2 are like pretty much one game divided into two parts. Like it's kind of a continuation, direct continuation of book 1.
Okay.
And they come together. So if you get them on the Vita, they are a package deal.
Yeah, Chronicles 1 and 2, I think it was called.
Yep.
Interesting.
With remastered music and whatnot. Which is quite good, actually. Quite good.
Yeah, the soundtrack stood out to me. Like 80s hair metal almost in some parts.
A little bit.
The melodies totally stay stuck in your head.
Anyway.
Well, anything else you're playing there, Dan, or just pretty much that? Or?
Well, I dusted off Uncharted 4, which was sitting on a shelf since I bought it in my 2DS shopping spree. I got it in a 3 for 2 kind of bundle for free, so I decided to start with that one, play through the intro, and pleasantly surprised because I hadn't played any of them. That and occasionally trying to work through the story of Dragon Quest VIII as well on my 2DS. So that's pretty much where I've split my attention 3 ways this week.
Nice.
Who's next?
Who do you want to be next?
Let's go with Jen, seeing as we have the yes thing in common.
Yes, I've been playing Yes as well. I think Dan has made it through book 1, and I'm still wandering around in the mine because that's me. I've also been playing... Ben, what are you doing?
Nothing.
I've been playing Metroid Prime 2.
That's not what your notes say, Jen.
I wonder whose fault that is. And you're even choking because of it.
Sorry, I'm making my water.
That's actually just Ben trying to tell you you're close to something you can pick up.
That's funny. Yes, I did have to wait for the coughing monitor man today. To tell me where to go.
Poor Ben, the guy who can't eat Doritos or drink water.
Am I muted? Oh, crap.
No! Thank you.
Nope.
That we have a requirement of one of these per show, apparently.
No. Somewhere along the show, Ben needs to just, fake death.
Nearly die.
Yes.
Every time.
Unwritten rule.
I get too excited, and I'll always time it so poorly when I'm drinking water or eating a Dorito.
Anyway, yes, Metroid Prime 2. Back to my topic.
Ben just had a lot of clues for you right there. I'm just saying.
I know he really did. It's just there were so many, now I don't really know which one to go for first. Like, am I going for the grapple beam or am I going for the power bomb, But it's okay. I'll work it out. But it's interesting. It's been so long since I played Metroid Prime 1 or 2 that now that I'm done with 1 and I've moved on to the second one, like the improvements that they've made on a lot of the things are very apparent. Like it just basic stupid things, because if you've ever played Metroid Prime, you have to scan everything. Scan all the things, and it's much more...
I remember that.
Yeah, it's much more obvious in 2, the things that you have and have not scanned yet, compared to 1, which is super awesome. And other than that, picked up a little bit of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
How was that?
Spacious bunker.
I may have bought a bunker that I don't know what to do with.
Oh, that's what you guys were talking about on chat. I was like,
Yeah.
spacious bunker, what?
Yeah.
I bought a spacious
is it
bunker.
worth going back to? Like, I mean, for those who haven't played it in several months, like me.
I mean, it's still Grand Theft Auto, and it's still...
They added a number more of the armored vehicles that were previously out there. Did a couple other things with that. I mean, outside of that, I mean, they really didn't change the gameplay itself too much. They just added other things that you could do. So instead of only having like the motorcycle club or the corporation, where you could do, the drug missions or, specialty car missions or things like that, with the CEO thing, now they have it where you can do gun running and picking up packaged items like that through the not smugglers, I'm sorry. The, what was that other download? I'm trying to remember what they called that one.
Smuggler's Run? Is that where you're
the
going?
Smuggler's Run is the next one that came out, and that's where you get to buy the hangar, and then you get the all the new airplanes and things like that they put into the system, and you're supposed to smuggle drugs through that sort of stuff. So that's a whole other set. Oh man, I'm trying to remember what they'd called the gun running thing.
Nah, either way.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember either. I just know that I have a bunker now.
Yep.
And it is spacious.
I just want to get back in there with you guys and just kill people.
Yeah. We had some fun with that
people,
last night.
like,
I was close to putting somebody's forehead into a fighter jet, but missed it by that much.
And it wasn't mine. It was not my forehead.
Yeah.
Like, most people seem to get in jets and want to attack me, but not this time.
That's all right. We caught back up with them while they were all trying to go into the clothes shop and change clothes, and stuck a bunch of proximity mines and things like that all around their car and everything near it. So, whenever they were done being bros and got done bro hugging each other and came out, failure.
They bro-sploded.
Yes. It was a bro-splosion.
Bro force.
Oh. Yeah. So, that's what I've been playing. Josh, do you have anything to add? Josh.
Well, we're trying to get the last... Oh, hang on. Yeah, we need to do that whole unmute thing. That would be helpful, if I can take mute off. Yeah. So, no, besides the GTA thing, always fun there. I'm trying to build up enough money that I can buy the hangar. So Jen has the bunker. That way I get the hangar. We can get the full effect if we get the group together and have fun with that. So
nice.
Taking that run there. Had a few folks that were trying to get the last couple of trophy items or raids that they needed finished in Destiny 1 before the curtain closes there. So been pulled into a few of those things here and there. And then my kid's trying to catch up to me on Doom, and so I was helping him out, getting through hell in there. But outside of that, as our friend Seth would put it, trophy whoring a little bit here and there. No big trophies to report. Sorry, but
Flawless Raider never going to happen, huh?
No, it doesn't look like it, man. I'm just saying. Sad moment because that's the only trophy I'm missing.
Yeah, I still need salvage points too, but Flawless Raider is the hard one.
Yeah. There's always that, but I guess there's always possibly, Flawless Raider on the next one. But no, between that, I was going to make a comment, but I didn't go last, so I'll leave the suspense for that here in just a moment after Ben tells us what he's playing.
Well, yes, not much, nothing exciting really for me. I'm having some family visit from Germany, so I haven't really had time to play. But I've been going hardcore with Pokemon Go with my little guy, so that's always a constant and always a good time. But that's pretty much it for me, really. I haven't turned the PS4 on in a while.
So you haven't tried to give him like the Hasselhoff treatment or anything? Go back to any of those games from back in the day?
Nice.
Sorry, I couldn't miss the German reference.
Oh, it's all good, man.
I still laugh every time I watch Dodgeball whenever he's coaching the German team.
I don't think I realized that was him.
It's been a cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. That was hilarious. Oh my gosh.
I still haven't seen that yet. We're getting there.
Oh, so good. So good. Dan, you saw that recently, right?
Yes, I did a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. I
felt there were a couple of stretches where it felt a little long, but otherwise it's just as good, if not better, than the first one.
Right. I feel you, man.
Nice.
So,
but that's it for me, guys. Just a little Pokemon action.
So, Josh.
Yes.
We're in suspense.
Oh, you should be. So, if you guys, I'm gonna pay off on the tease here, since you guys took the bait. Get it? Oh, literally. Here we go. So, a couple weeks ago, you guys remember us, dogging the game of the year, Fishing Planet, which by chance came out on August the 29th. And it's already by chance free on the PlayStation Network and Steam.
Free to play for the win.
Play. So, I am thoroughly in laughter at this moment, but it's currently downloading. So I don't care. I'm going to play Fishing Planet and enjoy it because we've already gave it so much hell. And I really hope that all of the Doom music, heavy metal moments, if that happens whenever I catch a fish, I'm going to be so excited.
And now that you have the hard drive space to download it too. I mean, why not have it there?
That's right. We didn't have the update since I bought, my pack mule, Pedro, aka my 4 terabit external hard drive that plugs right in and fits like a glove. Oh, it feels good to have.
Did you name it Pedro?
I just did on a whim, just because I hadn't named it yet, and I was like, you know what?
Racist.
It is.
That's racist. Damn it.
Yeah. Hey. I'm trying to employ all races.
Equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity.
Oh boy.
It's all right. I support you.
Just because of my Russian microphone, Michael.
Yeah.
Michael.
Oh God.
Thank you for bringing this into the live, Josh. It makes me so happy.
Oh God.
I'll be back in 2 minutes while I vomit.
Make sure
Michael!
Make sure you put the seat back down when you're done.
I really wish that I wasn't laughing at that right now.
Yeah, I was surprised you were laughing.
I'm sorry. He caught me off guard.
That's a successful.
I know, that's how you really know that it's successful, is if you actually got me to laugh. If you caught me off guard enough to get me to laugh.
Agreed.
Congratulations to you.
But yeah, surprisingly enough, now that I see that game is free, which is my favorite price, I want to see what it's about. I mean, whenever I clicked the download button, the PlayStation Network, like, it had like 4.5 stars and mostly positive reviews.
I'm downloading it. I see nothing wrong with this.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, when we were talking about the games that we were playing this week, I was like, what about the games we're currently downloading?
Yeah.
That's upcoming. Yeah, that's upcoming games we're playing. That's not current.
So I'm going to play a bunch of that, just waiting for D2 to start. And, I'm telling you, hardcore casuals, fish off.
Yeah, our listeners are going to be looking forward to our reports on Destiny 2, but then be surprised when we're all talking about Fishing Planet next week.
Yeah.
as we lose listeners as they hear this.
Please don't leave us, guys. Please don't. Fishing Planet is OP. Please nerf. Anyway.
How's your KD? Oh, pretty good. They're all in the live well.
Oh, God. Dan, don't die. Don't implode, Dan.
Oh, God.
Don't implode.
Dan's going to pull us out of this. This is just a complete nosedive on my
gosh.
part.
Dan, help. Where do we go? Where do we go?
Next topic, quick. Crashing and burning.
Abort. Stay on target.
I haven't even got a chance to get around to the disco lures yet.
No, we're not. Nope. There will no.
God.
And the pun that shall not be punned is not happening. Don't even. All right. So.
Taking away all the fun.
Yes, I am.
Maybe we should switch to the actual genuine hype.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. We mentioned it. It came up during the Fishing Planet talk, but now let's move right along. How are we feeling? Destiny 2, guys. Destiny 2.
I'm so excited.
Oh, my God. It's happening.
I'm starting to feel it, too. The whole realizing late on that it was pushed forwards by 2 weeks, and yeah, I'm starting to feel it.
So we did our poll to see what we're all going to main. And I'm the only hunter so far, unless Dan decides that he's going to be a hunter.
I'll probably join you with hunter because it's the class I played the least, and I figure I should probably give it a proper try in a new game. Making my first one.
That's so sad, man. You make it seem like it's going to be work for you, though.
No,
you should do the one that you enjoy the most.
Because I just didn't I didn't have time to raid on 3 classes, so I stuck to one at a time. So I played Warlock the most. I played Titan for the last expansion, but my hunter was just always by the wayside. So I barely did anything with it, but I've always been interested in it.
I feel you. Well, that's good. As long as it seems attractive.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not a chore at all. It's just I'm really having trouble deciding between the 3, so I figure I might as well go with the the least treaded ground.
That's a good call. I support it then. You have my blessing.
Well, thank you. Now I can sleep well at night.
I know, we were all worried. Does Ben approve?
Yes, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do what I did last time. Just start with the floaty warlock and just go from there. I wonder if they're going to do what they did this past time.
Mm-hmm.
That you can then in turn take all your items and kind of roll them into other stuff.
Oh, like the
I'm
fusion
sure.
thing, or
yeah, if they have a system similar that I can't see them going back on it.
Yeah, some of this stuff will have to.
What are you guys talking about? I'm so sorry, I'm confused.
The whole infusion thing, how you didn't have any lost light levels when you infused it.
Oh, God, I hope so.
Yeah, it would just be like a big step backwards if they revert that.
Agreed.
So I hope they.
Whenever I did that this past time around, I used my Warlock so much because I just wanted to get through all the story and the raids and all that sort of stuff. And so I just had like a complete backlog of like, a dozen helmets and armor pieces and this gun and that gun and whatever. And I just kept putting everything in my vault. And then whenever I decided to make an alt character, it was, let me take this item. And as soon as I get something that I can infuse on the character, I'll just take that 400 armor piece and infuse it into this 270 something armor piece. And all of a sudden my Titan or Hunter jumps from, 200 something to, 380 real fast. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering if they've done something to nerf that or how they're going to kind of adjust that, because you could go across classes if you had.
Well, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, it's a catch-up mechanism. If you've already gone through it once, why should you have to go through that same slow grind, right?
When you get to the end game, you've already completed the story. You've all done all those activities already. So, I mean, the end game's really where the fun is too. The raiding and all the nightfalls and stuff like that. So
and the first raid comes out really really soon, right? It's like a week.
Yeah.
I think it was that for Taken King 2. It was like within a week. Is pretty quick as well. So I'm not totally surprised by that.
I think you're right. Yeah, it was within a week.
I honestly don't remember.
The next reset, actually. I
remember we ran Taken King I think the night it opened or the day after.
The raid?
Yep.
King's Fall came out the day after it released?
No. We actually ran it the day that King's Fall released, which was a week after the expansion.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I wasn't clear. Right. But
yeah, we definitely did. We went in blind. That was actually pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to remember how they did that with Wrath of the Machine too. If that was I think it was like a week.
I don't remember for that one either.
Actually, I think the raids released on Fridays, didn't they? Weren't they on the weekends? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
We'll find out soon.
Yes.
Soon.
Got my Pop-Tarts, texted in my receipt, waiting for them to get back to me.
That reminds me. I bought my Pop-Tarts too, and then I sent them the message, and they were like, we're unable to upload this. Like, you have to wait and try again later.
Oh, icky.
Yeah, so I need to try to do that again. Actually, I'm going to multitask and do that while you guys are talking.
What?
So do you know what they're doing about Destiny 1? I mean, obviously we're not going to be playing that, but are they stopping support for that game, or do you know what the plan is?
The last thing they said about it was that it wasn't ending anytime soon. I don't know. But that's been...
I could be making this up completely, but I read somewhere, I think, that as part of the whole, like, maintaining with the lore and the story, that they're going to, like, blow up the tower in Destiny 1. Like, so all our vaults are going to be gone. We're not going to have access to that stuff. I don't know. That sounds made up now. I may have dreamt it. Never mind.
It would be cool, but I think you're dreaming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone's going to be playing Destiny 2. I mean, there's no reason to continue support and all that stuff and do all those, go through all that work for one.
Yeah, and even Bungie, I think with the apps, or their companion app doesn't support 1 anymore. It's like it's a hard switch to 2. They said
fair enough.
There's no more trials in Destiny 1, so I think it's, they may not shut it off, but they're just not going to support it directly with anything new or any kind of direct support other than, fixing things if they break.
That makes sense.
Anyway, I'm sure that next week we will have more Destiny
D2 chatter.
Yes, I am sure that we will. You'll be hearing from us. Anyway, second, third, I don't know. Moving on to the next topic.
One of those items.
Which I do not know which one to pick. I think we're going to do the one that we held over from last week first. and just run through that. Hopefully not too dwelling too long on the pain. Tragedies from your gaming collections.
So we had a conversation the other day about some of the games that we've previously had, things that were awesome, and that if you look at the prices now, especially with eBay and Amazon, where you can get those games again, and what the price points of some of those games are now, and you think about, man, I traded that game in because I wanted fill in the blank, and how like right now you're like, geez, like what did I do? So we kind of had this idea of the quote unquote video game tragedies. With that being the case, I could even start off with my crazy stories of horribleness. I had about 75 Nintendo games, probably a good 25 Super Nintendo games, and I had things like off the wall titles like Totally Rad, which Jen remembers. And it was just one of these like crazy games, but I looked it up the other day and trying to find that game, it was like the original NES cartridge was like $30 to $40, and I'm like, I traded that for like $12, and basically I traded in an NES, a Super Nintendo, a Sega Genesis, all because I wanted the PlayStation with, Metal Gear and Final Fantasy VII and a couple other games. And it was like, I traded in a whole box full of stuff, a big box full of stuff, back at Funko Land, whenever that was still around.
I loved Funko Land.
Oh, yeah.
The sadness in knowing some of the stuff I gave up and how coveted that some of those items are now. And I'm just like, meh. And then I did all of it all over again with the PS1 and my Dreamcast so I could get my PS2 with Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, man.
Long story short, Josh is a fan of Metal Gear Solid.
Nope. It was so good.
So anything for it.
No, not anymore. No. I gave up my Metal Gear Solid run, but surprise. Now, but I've actually, we've had our talks about going back and now retro collecting, and I just look at some of the games that I used to love to play that I can't find now, or if I find them, they're like, this original NES cartridge is more than it was worth originally if you would have bought it new in the store.
You're just like,
Memulator.
Yes. Yes, but Dan, I don't own the cartridges anymore. I can't play those games.
I didn't say anything. What are you talking about?
Oh, it must have been a sneeze. It was a shmemulator.
Well, who wants to go next then? I know that Dan doesn't really like to talk about his.
No, it's not that painful. But let's create a cliffhanger out of that. Someone else go next.
Well,
Ben, did you ever think of any?
I don't actually have any. I mean, I'm sure I must have. I can't remember, and I totally misunderstood the topic. I didn't realize it was about like video game, like the physical games. I thought it was like just tragedies in like the gaming world in general, like regrets. But yeah, so
let's make it that then. So go with your story.
Yeah,
I'm curious to hear it now.
If you have something that fits that.
I have one of them that all of us share. Thank you, Ryan, for the division. Fuck you.
I'm
sorry. Continue, Ben.
I'm not a part of that one.
That's pretty good. No, that's a funny one actually. I mean, we enjoyed that game. It's just what it became was, oh god. We all went to gold edition. That's probably what hurt the most.
Yep.
We went full. What's his expression? I don't want to say that because
we went full Ryan. We went full Ryan.
Never go full Ryan, people. But anyway, my biggest tragedy, again, it's not that exciting, but it's something I do regret a lot, especially hearing Dan talk about it back in the day, is playing WoW, like without a big group or a raid, or not a raid, a guild to raid with and do all the endgame stuff. I feel like I missed out so much in that game because even without all that, I like enjoyed the crap out of it. I played hours and hours of it. I remember like for the first 15 or 20 hours that I played that, all I thought was the best gear that you could get was green. So, I didn't even know what instances were. I was like just quest rewards and just going around killing random people.
Oh, silly noob.
For real. But yeah, I mean, I thought so. I misunderstood the topic and I had a lame story, but that was my biggest.
No, that's a good story. Like what time frame were you playing, especially when you were alone?
Burning Crusade was when I started playing. When it came out,
so that must have been rough because like most of the dungeons you probably never did or anything like that because you didn't have like a baked-in party finder.
Right. Yeah.
So you pretty much needed to have friends to do any of the group stuff.
Wow, yeah, that would have been really rough without a party finder.
There were chat channels, but that's about it.
Yeah, it was all freaking intimidating. I remember that too. But it was nice. I started in Silver Moon with my Blood Elf, and it was amazing. It's an amazing game. Someday I'll go back to it and, I don't know, do some stuff there again. But yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like I missed out.
I feel like I have an obligation to go back to it at some point because I spent so much time in it, over the past 10 years.
You'll be our tour guide, or WoW Safari.
Yeah, I'll take you back through everything that you missed so you can change your story about it.
On the right side of the flying mouth, we have Naxxramas. Or whatever it's called.
Please keep your hands and legs inside the flying mount at all times.
Inside the cloud serpent.
The cloud serpent. No.
Hey, I worked hard for that cloud serpent.
You kids and your words, I don't understand.
You think a cloud serpent's a tough mount to get?
Well, I mean, I know there are worse ones, but
I just want to sound elitist. That's it.
What a jerk.
What's the toughest thing you mounted, Dan?
Probably one of the ones that I got from Ulduar back in the day. We did 10-man hard mode, which was a really tough mount to get. You got this Drake out of it.
10-man hard mode mount. Yeah.
It's the same way to talk about Destiny to people that don't play it. It's just another language to them too. Yeah, there was one particularly tough raid that was really really well tuned, and it was, I remember the top people in my guild back then. We used to raid through it, and we felt quite proud of ourselves when we got the hard mode achievement for the whole raid and got our mounts out of it.
Was Ulduar the one that you started off like with vehicles, basically, like attacking with vehicles? Oh, that looked awesome.
Yeah, it was a fun raid.
Let's play WoW, guys. After we're all done and gray and old and retiring, let's go back to WoW.
All the time in the world.
Back to the world.
Well, Dan, do you want me to go next?
I can go next. It's up to you. You make the call.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I don't consider it tragic. I just consider it sad that I got rid of the item in question because it came with a story. But I had a Virtual Boy that I won from Nintendo Power, a grand prize, like one of those little cards used to send in for the contest. But yeah, I won a grand prize. I won a trip to Seattle when I was 13. I got to test out the N64 before it came out, and I got a Virtual Boy with 10 games. But I loved it so much that I eventually traded it in for the N64 when it came out. So it was a great PR move for them. But I mean, the Virtual Boy in itself was not great. I mean, it was fun for the novelty, but just as we were talking about it, I checked on eBay how much they're worth. They're really not worth all that much. So it's just sentimental value over anything else.
Huh.
But yeah. I had a pretty cool souvenir of a trip that I was collecting dust, but I traded in for something that was worthwhile ultimately because my N64 got a hell of a lot of action.
So literally, Dan's story went like this, and then like 10 minutes later, whenever it was all done.
So Dan, tell us about the Virtual Boy. Actually, I don't think I've ever played one.
Well, you're probably not the only person who's never played it either, because it was a colossal flop. But it was pretty much, it was 3D, but in one color. It was red and black. You had to sit in front of it very uncomfortably. You had to get nauseous and headachy after playing it for about 10 minutes. There wasn't all that much that came out for it.
One of my friends had one of those, and it was like it hurt my neck to try to like readjust to it all the time and try to keep in focus. So I definitely see where the headachy, etc. would have been.
Yeah.
Would have been not a fun time.
And not just that, but like how they tried to market it. I mean, like the Virtual Boy. I mean, Game Boy was portable. Virtual Boy was definitely not. Like there's like I don't know what they were trying to do with it in general. I mean, it was too
so
rough.
How did you use it? You didn't mount it on your head or like?
No, you sat it on a table pretty much, and you had to sit yourself up at the right height to get yourself into it.
It was literally like a camera tripod.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Like there were two legs that would stick out in a kind of inverted V shape, and you'd stick your arms behind it with a controller, and you'd try to get comfy with it. Keyword being try.
Yeah.
Huh. I only ever stuck my face in one of those once.
So did they give you games as well to play with, or was it just?
Yeah, I had 10 games with it too, and I saw the link that you shared. Yeah, that's the one that I won. we'll have to put it in the show notes or something.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, you got to go to freaking Nintendo. That's
it was the coolest thing ever because not only that, like they took me to a Seattle SuperSonics game, and I was playing high school basketball back then, so that was fun too. Got to go to the Space Needle and have dinner in the restaurant up there, and I was 13 years old. Like I think I had like my 13th birthday was while I was actually there, so it was nuts. Now I got to see Seattle, and I'm from the East Coast, so going cross country trip to go see where Mario hangs out at Nintendo of America headquarters was a total trip. So very
awesome,
fun.
Well, congratulations retroactively because that's kind of huge, right? Out of all those Nintendo Power Readers, you got selected.
Yep, out of all the ones that my mom probably remembered to mail out, and versus the ones that she didn't, that one got through and I won.
That's awesome, dude.
I see that somebody's been into the notes.
No,
God damn it,
no, it wasn't me. I forgot the
Ryan.
So I'm just waiting for you guys to use.
Anyway, so mine is a little anticlimactic from and I don't know if it's really a tragedy. It ended well, but I had these games that at some point were picked up, used on a whim. Princess Tomato and the Salad Kingdom, which Ben is aware of. Shockingly, but I bet nobody else is. And Bayou Billy. So those two games specifically.
I know all about Bayou Billy.
Yeah, Bayou Billy is a little more known. Hard. Such a hard game. I love it, though. Yeah. I like the music. But something along the way, my grandma sold them or ate them or threw them away or gave them to a homeless child. I'm not really sure what happened to them, but they disappeared. And they were gone, just those two games were the ones I remember. And maybe I had other games that also were casualties of this event, but those were the only ones I remember. And so many, many years pass, and my uncle, knowing, because I've mentioned these, they come up in conversation frequently. Not that I ever gave anybody a hard time for eliminating two games from my collection that I actually played. But he went on a hunt for them, and he found them on eBay. And I guess he was in a great big bidding war and somehow managed to win the eBay auction for these two games in their boxes with the manuals. They weren't wrapped, but they had they had the little sleeves inside with the instruction books and the boxes and all of that. He found them, nice. He found them, and I got them for Christmas.
Nice. That's not so tragic then. That's a happy ending.
Yeah, it ended really well. Like I still don't really know why he went, why he was so driven to re-obtain these games for me, but. Hey.
Because he cares about you and
that can't be it.
Wants to make you
because
happy?
He's Uncle Murloc, damn it.
He's your Uncle Murloc. Oh, the poor man. His text tone on my phone is the Murloc sound from World of Warcraft, so he is Uncle Murloc. He does not bear any actual resemblance in real life to a Murloc.
I remember when you first mentioned him in our chats, I had no idea why you called him that. So that poor man must look very unattractive.
That or he must sound really funny.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But there is something that's kind of fitting about the Murloc sound for him as a text. But he does not, there is no actual... There is no actual.
Does he know that you call him Uncle Murloc?
I told him once, but like he doesn't really know like what a Murloc is. He doesn't really have any meaning to him.
It's close as I've got is a Zoidberg, so I can't even get away with that.
I can't believe you don't have a Murloc zone.
No.
Oh, I do.
And I don't remember who called him that the first time. It was somebody.
At least if it was in our party chat, it might have been me, because I remember hearing that sound go off. He said, "Oh, it's just my uncle." So I said, "Oh, Uncle Murloc?"
Yeah, I think it might have been you, actually. That's what I...
Yeah, it was Dan.
I'm just going to take credit for it.
No,
then.
it was Dan.
Yeah.
I was the Murloc sound effect was like one of my trademarks at the beginning. And I think I remember that now. No,
Anyway. Oh my god.
There it is.
Check my text messages. And the funny thing about him is that if I don't respond to him right away, he will text again. So like you'll hear that and then there will be this 2-minute delay and then you'll hear that again. So it's like, excuse me while I answer this.
The Murloc is using bloodlust.
Nice.
All right. So that is my tragedy. We've all done our tragedies. I'm out. I'm out of stuff. But anyway, I believe, unless you boys have anything else to add.
I'm actually excited to go play Fishing Planet. It's going to happen.
I know. I'm going to have to see if it downloaded all the way.
Morbid curiosity. Sheer morbid curiosity.
So
I'll try it out.
Perhaps we will see how that works out here.
Yeah, I only have one more thing to add. Just I know we're all super hyped for Destiny 2. Dan's getting there. I know I am. So I can't really speak for everyone else, but definitely check out the post that we put on Facebook. I think yesterday or the day before that about My Name is Biff, that YouTuber. He released like a little mini documentary almost of. He put a lot of effort, and I mean it's really well made. Just a lot of lore and how incredibly detailed it was, and I mean Dan was enjoying it today too. So something
it's actually beating the hype for me. It's a great recap of the story that they didn't put into the game. Unfortunately, which they should have. So if anyone is either starting fresh in Destiny 2 or played Destiny 1 and doesn't remember any of the story or doesn't know any of it, it's a good time to watch and get excited for Destiny 2 that's coming out in a couple of days. It's a long video, but it's worth it.
I know you said you read a lot of the Grimoire cards, but I mean, even me, like I definitely put in several hundred hours in Destiny, and I had no idea the majority of what he was talking about. Not because I wasn't interested, just because it wasn't ever really presented in a practical way in the game. So, I mean,
for those of you who don't know Destiny 1, I mean, essentially a lot of the story was locked behind these little Grimoire cards that you would unlock as you played, but you couldn't actually access them from the game. You either had to go see your profile online or on the companion app to actually read them. So this video really puts the whole narrative and the multiple stories together into a cohesive hour-and-a-half long video. It's massive, but it's really well done, well structured, well paced, and it kind of gives you a good idea of what everything happened before and during Destiny 1 to lead into Destiny 2.
Yeah, I know Jen was... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I've had that moment where I want to go look at it, and I'm like, God, I don't have an hour and a half to sit down there, and I need to sit down and really go through it in chunks, but...
Well, and that's a good point.
I went through it in chunks too. Yeah, 20-minute shots or whenever, when I had a few minutes, I kept going forward. But it's really, really well done.
And Jen, I think, was saying how she didn't have the patience or the focus for that, but it's really, I think it is like a little mini movie. So I think you would enjoy it. It's not like something where he kind of, reads off a script or anything. He presents it in a really engaging way. So it's kind of like, it's entertaining. You can, kind of go into chapters, stop there, and then kind of, and when you get another free moment, just keep going from there. So.
And worst case, even the visuals are kind of complementary to what he's saying. So you could just listen to it and you'll get the same story out of it. Especially if you're familiar with the game, you'll recognize the characters and the everything he's talking about. You might not need to actually see the visuals because it's mostly either gameplay stuff or characters that they single out. So you can kind of treat it like an audiobook if you wanted to.
Exactly.
Yeah, I might have to do that because sitting down and actually watching a YouTube video. I don't know, guys.
Yeah,
I
watched a good third or half of it while I was cooking supper today.
Good call.
So
I think you're right, because the first part, like the first 20 minutes or so, I listened to while I was just in bed, kind of had my eyes closed, getting ready to sleep, and I just had it in my headphones, and it was, you're right, you don't really need to see anything, because the way he presents it, it's really, you can kind of put the images in your head by yourself. Fill in the blanks, because you've played, anyone who's played D1 has all these memories, knows who all these, characters he's talking about is, so it's good. Check it out, guys.
All right. Well, I think on that note, we're going to close it out for this week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Until next time, pretty much no spoilers, because it's probably going to be lots of D2.
Yes.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow.
Oh, damn it, I meant to ask you guys on air. Oh, it doesn't matter anyway. It's a stupid question, but you guys talk about Metroid all the time, and I've always wondered, do they ever explain how she can turn into like a super tiny ball?
No. That is like the mystery of life.
Really?
Yeah, like the suit just can do that, but where does she go? Because that's a lot of bone and body and organs and I
was looking at some images and stuff. So she's got a good figure and all, but then all of a sudden she's like this tiny ball. It's like, where does all that go?
Where does it go? I could not tell you, Ben. It's just a thing that she can do.
That's hot.